4. We're number 4. Well, welcome in there. Hi there and hello. It's, Wednesday? Is it Wednesday or is it Tuesday? Yeah, it is Wednesday, December the 30th, 1987. It's amazing how you can lose track of time when you're enjoying yourself. I'm Bob Lassiter on the Talk of Tampa Bay, WFLA, with you until 4, as I am every weekday, Monday through Saturday. In the meanwhile, I'm, of course, just like you, I'm just overwhelmed with pride that now Florida is number 4 in population in the entire country. Come on, join me in a chant, huh? We're number 4. We're number 4. We're number 4. Yes, sir. Didn't that feel good? Oh, this is just such an exciting day. I mean, here's a place that, if there is a good Lord up in the sky, certainly intended for no more than 400 or 500 people to live in, and now it's pushing, 12 million plus people. I have been in the state of Florida for 7.5 years, and the population has gone up by 20%. Well, 20-something percent. Something close to 20%. Don't hold me to the number, okay? In 7.5 years, that is a nightmare. That is an absolute nightmare. And there it was today on the front page of the St. Petersburg Times, the front page of the Tampa Tribune. We even made... Are you sitting down? Well, sit down. Do you have arms on the chair? If you have arms on the chair, grasp them firmly. If you don't, reach underneath the seat of the chair. We even made the front page of USA Today. Holy cow. Whoa, big time. Of course, as everyone knows, USA Today is owned by some very, very smart people from the Northeast who are trying to drive all the weirdos out. And so they keep writing these marvelous articles about Florida. Come to Florida. It's just absolutely a great place to be. And there's even a little article on page 2. I mean, it's not just a headline, but there are, probably, maybe 110, 120 words on an article. Of course, you never get more than 600 words in USA Today, and it has to be a major story. Major story to get 600 words, so we got about 120. And anyway, let me quote to you from the article. Factors that make Florida desirable climate, low unemployment, no personal income tax, and growth in service jobs. No, I'm not making that up. Let me go through that again. Desirable climate, low unemployment, no personal income tax, and growth in service jobs. I mean, all over New Hampshire, all over Iowa, all over Ohio, all over Pennsylvania today. There are nerds who scraped together 50 cents, or perhaps they just went down to the Walgreens and were looking at the USA Today through the front of the machine and saw the headline. Sitting around this afternoon saying things like, maybe there's good job opportunities at McDonald's in Florida. I think we should pack up and move. Desirable climate? You call this a desirable... This place is unlivable for 6 months out of the year. And if you try to do something about it in the summertime, like turn on your air conditioner, pull down the shades and not leave the house between May and October. If you try to do something like that, spend a couple of $100 a month to keep the place cool and dry, then all the damn bugs and snakes come in the house to get cool and dry. Desirable climate? What are these people kidding? Low unemployment. Low wages. Unemployment's not that much less than the national average. It's low wages. No personal income tax. No, they tax everything else. People don't have any personal income left to tax when they live in Florida. Growth in service jobs. Oh, my God. Growth in service jobs. Now, let's move to Florida so we can work for $3.50 an hour cleaning out bedpans down at the rest home. We're number 4. Well, I'm telling you flat out. If you have an iota of intelligence, I mean, unless you are an absolute lunatic, you'll get out. You will get out right now. I'll tell you why. One of the big benefits seen in this is that Florida will now get 2 or 3 new congressmen. Oh, my God. That's not what the country needs. The country does not need 2 or 3 new Florida congressmen. And then take those 2 or 3 away from states that, have a history of sending people to Congress who can tie their own shoes. I mean, you live in a state that gave you Governor Bob. Take your choice. I don't care, Martinez or the other one. You live in a state that gave you Senator Bob. You live in a state that gave you Senator Paula. You live in a state where a decent man like Lawton Chiles says, oh, no, I can't do it anymore. No. Prime of life. And you want the people of Florida taking 2 or 3 congressmen away from intelligent voters somewhere else and sending some of the bozos that we send to Congress down here? Get out now. Turn the radio off. Start packing. Hell, just leave it behind. Get out now. They might be taking a census. If you really cared about the future of this nation, you would get out of Florida right now. Because as you listen to me, as you and I speak this afternoon, all of the loons up north are reading USA Today and getting ready to come to Florida for the desirable climate, low unemployment, and growth in service jobs. They're packing the old 1947 Studebakers, and they are on their way. The only hope is for you and I to get the hell out. But I would ask you in this first portion of the program, since we'll kind of change gears at 2 o'clock, and I ask you to search your soul deep down. Do you have to be crazy to move here? I'm not kidding. Do you have to be crazy to move here? Especially now. I mean, I know when you and I came it was different. It's just all gone downhill since that day. It has nothing to do with our arrival. I mean, I want to tell you, this place was paradise 7.5 years ago. Now, when I got here, Second question I would ask you, and I ask you again to really search your soul on this. If somebody called you up tonight, and I'm not kidding, no tongue-in-cheek on this one. If someone called you up tonight and said, hey, Joe, or Josephine, as the case may be, don't want to be sexist about this. We're thinking about moving down to Florida. What's your advice? I'm serious. If somebody called you up tonight and said, we're thinking about, packing up the old 47 Studebaker and moving it down to Florida because we saw this great article in USA Today, what would you tell them? Let me give you the telephone numbers. Keep in mind that the Tampa-St. Petersburg area is, one of the faster growing areas in Florida. And so we're going to have all these new people coming down here from Oshkosh and from Patterson and from who knows where. They'll be arriving in town just about election time. When Congressman Young is up for election, Bilirakis, Connie Mack. They don't know who the hell they are. What would you advise them? Whoa, my clock is gone. My clock is gone. This is incredible. I came in this morning, the chair is gone from my desk, the ashtray is gone from my desk, and I come into the studio now and the clock is gone. Unbelievable. This place is just beyond belief. It's something in the neighborhood of 17 minutes after the hour of 12 noon. Don't go far. Oh, I don't know if I can go on with the program. You see, we used to have this little funky digital clock that sits here on the console, and it was exactly 29 seconds slow. It had been from the day I arrived. Nobody can figure out how to change the clock. That's why we can't make it, precise time. But knowing that it was exactly 29 seconds slow, you could compensate. We also have up on the wall, an old-fashioned clock. But the problem with that is the minute hand is kind of funky, It's roughly a half minute fast on the way down and a half minute slow on the way up. And, granted you can tell time by it, you just have to think. Have to sit there and, look at it for a second and say, well, does it really mean 17 or is that 18? Well, darn. Let me see. Oh, okay, yeah, it's 7. No, it's 18 after. It's that kind of a clock. And now the digital clock is gone. This place has got to be, just filled with thieves. Who in the hell would want to steal that digital clock? This is heartbreaking. Heartbreaking indeed. Anyway, to the phones we go. Lois and Brandon. Hi, Lois. You're on the air at WFLA.
Yes.
I thought it was you. Yeah.
Yes. Please don't invite any more people to come down here. Tell us
Lois, Lois, first of all, Lois, first of all, I don't invite. Lois, first of all, I don't invite anyone to come down here. And secondly, I know that you're not aware of it, Lois, but I think it's time that we tell you. There is an organization in Florida that tries to counter the Chamber of Commerce ads that run in the north all winter long. And what they do is they have taped quite a number of your phone calls to various different talk shows. And they are played in commercials up north, telling people that you are a typical citizen in the state of Florida. And they're run to counteract the Chamber of Commerce spot. So thank you so much for taking part in the program, Lois. 2 lines of...
Hello, Bob.
Yeah.
I'm a Florida native. Come from, my parents are from here and their parents. I've watched this mess go on. I'm 42 years old since the 50s. I had to leave Tampa. It got so bad. Why couldn't we put a impact fee on these people moving in, like $10,000 when they register a car for moving here, or something like that? It's absurd. I work at a service station part-time, and they come in here and like you say, ragged out cars, no money, begging gasoline, wanting a place to stay. It's just ridiculous. I'm standing here now watching thousands and thousands of them drive by on 19 and Tarpon Springs Road. What do you suggest?
Thank you so much for the call, Jim. See, Jim thinks that he and I are on the same side. We aren't. You see, Jim is not part of the problem. Jim is the problem. Jim is a typical Floridian. And a typical Floridian tries to figure out how to make somebody else pay his way. No, not the other guy's way. His way. So Jim thinks that he and I are on the same side, but we aren't. Kai, you're on the air. Mary's listening to the radio, not to the telephone.
Hello.
Oh, there she is.
I'm the first-time caller.
Uh-huh.
And I know you came from up north, and I know that the last 2 jobs you had, you were fired from.
No, that's not true, Mary. Only one of the last 2 jobs I was fired from.
Oh, sorry. I heard that it was the last 2. I was just thinking, why doesn't somebody like you, with such a garbage of a mouth, go back up north? Because we really don't need you here. We don't.
Oh, Mary, you do need me here. If it wasn't for me, Mary, you would have withered and died 2 years ago. I am the only thing that keeps you alive, Mary.
You have a mouth of a cesspool, and I just can't understand why they...
Yeah, well, you're a dried-up old prune.
I can't understand why they'd have anything like you on this radio.
Why, Mary? I just told you, because if it wasn't for me, you would have died 2 years ago. You don't understand, Mary. Because I am on the air, you have something to look forward to.
You out of this job also, and I heard, no wonder your other wife left you. She said you were nothing more than a garbage pail.
No, that's not what she said at all, Mary. Would you like to know why she left me, Mary? I'd be delighted to tell you if you'd call back, you disgusting subhuman douchebag. Gene in West...
Boy, I hate to follow that. You were in a good mood until that call.
No, I'm not. I have hemorrhoids. I've had them all week. It's why I'm feisty.
Well, that last caller, they say Florida's so warm and...
Sun's coming out the wazoo. And we got dingbats in the state of Florida who are giving money to keep people from selling dog meat in the Philippines.
Well, that's true. You've got...
From the north, and many times I went back to the north, and if you give me $1 million, I won't go back to the jungle, New York. What do you get over there? A disgusting, dirty, filthy city. It's too much pollution. You can't drive. The weather and the public. What do you get over there? Just a jungle. It's a market. You just can't live over there.
Yeah. So run away to Florida, Benny. Leave it all behind. All that damn mess that you and yours created over the last 50 years. Just run away from it and come down here to Florida and be a dingbat.
Now, listen, we are glad that we are going to have a better New York in the South. We're going to be proud for the whole country. But with what are you proud? With New York? What do you get over there? Nothing. 6 mile jams of traffic. You hear it every day, only the traffic and the murder.
Well, Benny, if you'd get out of the retirement home, you'd find out that the traffic here in the morning is hideous, too.
You can't compare to New York. Listen, I lived there 12 years in New York, and you can't, if you give me $1 million, I won't go back over there. I'm telling you now, because your car, you can't leave it open, the windows, it's going to be broken or stolen.
Oh, yeah, this is paradise down here, Benny. Paradise. Yeah, there's no crime here at all.
And tons of dust and dirty, filthy streets.
Oh, no dust here either, Benny. Not a speck of dust here. Oh, down here, not only do I leave my doors open, but I hang a sign on the side of the house saying VCR, stereo, color television set inside, because I know that nobody's going to break in and take them, Benny. Give me a break, Benny. What kind of world you living in?
Yes.
Fantasyland?
That we are hope we're going to hope that this state will be the best in this country, because you can't beat the weather from the rest of the country.
No, there's no dust here. You leave your car outside, you buy a red car, and in 3 months it's pink.
No. Listen, the only thing is about the corruption, you know, the state, you know, the laws here that I don't like. You know, there's too much corruption, you know.
Oh, too much corruption,
yeah. But I'm glad that I moved down here, and I like the weather, and I like the people of Tampa Bay better than Miami. I lived in Miami a few years, but I don't like it anymore over there.
Oh, another place that you messed up and split from, huh?
Yeah, but I'm telling you can't compare to the South. What do you get over there? Tons of clothing, and you in New York? Here I'm going only with one shirt. So what is the money you're talking about?
Oh, another guy that comes down here and spends his money on clothes. One shirt, huh?
No, I don't need no clothing, so I don't need to be paid, you know, $6.
Oh, great, a flasher walking around with nothing on but a shirt.
What do you mean? I don't need more than that. But why I have to carry on me, you know, tons of clothing? In the winter, you see only your eyes, your face.
To protect the small children, Benny. That's why you should wear something besides a shirt, to protect the small children. What are they going to do when they see you walking around with nothing but a shirt on?
Come on, are you joking? No, I'm talking seriously. You can't compare, you know, to the north, you know.
A lot more serious than you might suspect, Benny.
Too much pollution, too mumuch crimes, and you can't move. The rent is so high. So what? You're getting paid $6 an hour, and here $3.50. I'm paying here $3.50 for 2 bedrooms. In New York, it will cost me $700 in Brooklyn. And I have to hustle. I have no place where to go out. Just to the street and come back. And the children, they play in the house. They have no place where to go to play.
Right. Down here, you can get out to St. Petersburg and look at the upside-down pyramids stuck out there on the end of a pier. You know, hey, this is paradise here, Benny. Paradise.
Okay, be well.
Be good, Benny. FLA. Hello,
Hi.
Rebecca.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
What do you want me to say?
Whatever you wanted to say, Rebecca.
The reason why I'm calling is I agree with you about Florida. And I agree, and I am one of the people that the people say, well, go back home. Well, I'm going back home. Florida sucks.
Yeah.
It does. It literally sucks. The people suck. The job sucks. You go to college for 4 years. You move to Florida, expect something big, and you can find a $5 an hour job. And the people suck. The institutions, it's terrible. And I agree with everything you're saying. Don't come to Florida.
No, it's time to get out.
Yeah, the people that want to stay here, that's great. That's fine for them if they want to live in a hellhole. But this is ridiculous.
I mean, 2 or 3 more congressmen from this place?
I agree.
Ah!
I agree. I mean, my God. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
we
great
need
if
another
you're a
Bill
foreigner.
Young up there in Washington.
Pardon?
We need another Bill Young or another Claude Pepper.
Really, I agree. I mean, let the Cubans come over. You know, this is a Cuban place. Let them get on their ships and come on over. That's what they're making anyways. You go out to Miami, this is the United States, and you live in Miami, you have to learn how to speak Spanish. I mean, that's ridiculous. This is the United States.
Get out of Florida.
Yeah, I agree. It's terrible.
Thank you,
I'm
Rebecca.
leaving.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Bye.
That's another thing. That's another problem down here. If you have a pool, you've got to clean it constantly because it's filled with slime.
True.
Doesn't say that in USA Today, does it?
Good afternoon, Bob. Well, I'm hoping that
people will take heart from what we're doing here in St. Petersburg. We're working on recalling us.
I'm not the least bit interested. You're not going to sneak in on me with that St. Petersburg recall nonsense. Do whatever the hell you want to do, but, you're not going to bust up my show with it, lady. Not a chance. Not a chance. 461.
Just wanted to call and say that one of the things USA Today really should publish is the very negative aspect of the price of medical care down here. We just come for the winter, and last winter I happened to need a flu shot. It cost $50 as a walk-in just to go to a doctor to get a flu shot. This was in Largo. Another example, a friend of ours that was down here had that turned out to be a kidney stone. He only went to a doctor's office. There were x-rays taken in the office, $900 for the office, and, of course, the few x-rays that were taken. The point is that for people who think that they can retire and come to Florida when they are in the most vulnerable time of medical need, this could be a disaster. And that may have been my only bad luck to run into these two circumstances, but this is something that people should be warned of if they're going to move down here permanently.
Thank you, Miriam. Oh, brother. We're number 4. We're number 4. We're number 4.